stars. News Australia has the story. Proof Kate Middleton and Prince William have lost it. The crisis engulfing the Prince and Princess of Wales has dramatically changed the game for the embattled couple, leaving them with nowhere to go. So dramatic. For a long time, Kate, the Princess of Wales, and her late grandmother-in-law, Queen Elizabeth, had little in common. One believed in dogged, hard work. The other spent a few too many years lolling about Mystique, languidly applying Ombre Solaire. One never had any jot of formal education beyond conversational French and basic instruction in how to invade France. The other had a respectable second-class art history degree. One saw themselves as a supplicant to God and country. The other ended up on the path to queendom via a catwalk lap in her knickers. No longer. This week, Kate has been put through the ringer, spat out the other side, and brutally memified in a reversal of fortune of such a magnitude that it is only a matter of time before we get the inevitable hasty mop-up stage plays, books, and some sort of cheaply made biopic. Content is indeed king. Even this author can admit that. Translation. Kate is currently having a moment sadly similar to the one the late Queen endured in 1997 after Diana, Princess of Wales, was unalived in Paris. Her late Majesty's handling of Diana's unaliving, her blinkered refusal to respond to national keening, the unfeeling carapace she wore for the cameras, was such that for a while there was no guarantee that Buckingham Palace would remain standing. Kate, for the first time, must have a sense of what that experience was like to get things so badly and so publicly wrong. It took Queen Elizabeth years upon years to recoup the lost ground. How long will it take for the Princess and Prince William, the Prince of Wales, to recover from the train wreck of the last couple of weeks? Moreover, how do they even start? Let's all agree the Waleses have mishandled and bungled the last few weeks. Their credibility is shot, and the large stores of public faith and belief they had built up over the last decade have just been vaporized. In the process, they have also inadvertently lent credence to the long-time yammerings of Prince Harry and Meghan. Oh, no, not that. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex about the string-pulling and wily puppeteering that goes on behind the palace walls. Reputationally, William and Kate have just suffered their biggest blow to date, and it is wholly by their own hand. The schadenfreude has truly overrun social media. Oh, there she is again. Ooh, she is spooked by social media because more often than not, we're more clever, insightful, and better at this than she is. Oh, she been getting them fat paychecks, writing about the Lord of the Flies. What the heck? Anyway, yes, none of what the prince and princess have done has been particularly malicious or all that tricky. Really? Girl. Faking pictures when everyone's desperate for proof of life is pretty malicious and pretty tricky. Doing it 3 times, well, that's more than an accident. That's more of a, pattern. William clearly wants to protect Kate. Oh? Who has been through surgery significant enough to warrant months off from work. Maybe, or he may want to protect himself by creating a distracting scandal when Kate never took or edited any of those photos. There, I said it. She's not responsible for releasing those particular photos to the press. That is Kensington Palace all day, every day. Photoshop, ChatGPT, Midjourney down. That's them. That's not her. And it's the kind of crafted scandal to lay at her feet that puts her in a difficult position. Right? That apology from the letter C, all of that makes it seem like she did something wrong. Where have we seen this script before? All these like fake offenses and then mea culpas and somebody's in the wrong, and it's all made up. If none of those photos had ever come out, there would never have been a scandal. We would still be in a holding pattern of hashtag where is Kate? Where is she? Why can't we see, hear? No footage, no photo, no appearance, no stories, no nothing. You know, like where? And a lot of factlets dripping out through social media without Kensington Palace's sanction that give us a more realistic picture of the timeline and the location, who all's involved, and there's this other narrative of the notes that, like in jazz, are not being played. A certain funeral, another funeral, people with bruises and black eyes, all these helicopters and motorcades moving. No one can really tell who's in them. Whatever Harry popped over to the UK to hear for half an hour and then bounce, right? We have all this on our chart of royal events, whereas, forgive me, this heifer doesn't want to acknowledge that. She wants to talk out of the side of her neck about social media when social media is helping her and her colleagues and the picture services get it right. If it weren't for social media, they'd still be hyping up and sharing all that nonsense and calling it, yes, the gospel pearls. Yes, they were just trying to get a grip on the noxious conspiracy theories that have taken over the social media bloodstream. Oh no! Of course, all the princess wanted to do was to share a nice, heartwarming photo of herself and her children to prove that she was doing nothing more controversial than milking first. Imagine. And come on, what photos these days aren't tweaked and buffed for public consumption? I think we're talking about something a lot more thoroughgoing than tweaking and buffing. And she knows that. This author knows that. When you're putting people in the shot who weren't there, when you're taking people out of the shot who were there, when you're changing outfits based on a photo from another day, another event, another outing, it's fraudulent, right? It's like you can't take a picture of Elvis and then stick in, Shamar Moore as Hondo next to him. Those two things didn't exist together. It would be just as made up as that UK Mother's Day photo. That's the point. No one's talking about filtering or making a asymmetrical smile more symmetrical or, smoothing texture or taking out eye bags. That's regular. A regular, degular, photo sweetening. But that's not what that photo was. Not that photo, not the 5-wheel Audi photo with the mom, and not that back of the head Kate in the car with William as he's driving past the suspiciously double brick pattern wall. And then what the craziest part of that story and that shot is that, oh no, that picture, it wasn't just taken by one paparazzo, it was taken by 2 paparazzi. How? Why would you need 2 people to take one picture? Is it a blend of 2 different photos? But back to what she's saying. However, none of this changes the end result. Oh, it doesn't? We're still looking for the result that we're supposed to get on March 31st on Easter, according to Uncle Gary Goldsmith. At church, at Windsor, Miss Kate in real life. That's what we're being promised. And we're going to cross our fingers and hope for the best. However, none of this changes the end result of the prince and princess looking like they have been caught red-handed, obscuring, or at least blurring the truth. You think?